Just under a year ago, Canadian wildfire smoke was making headlines across the East Coast as air quality impacts were felt all around, including here in our area.
That's right. With the new fire season beginning, meteorologist Liam Healy went in search of answers for how this year might compare to the last.
At times last year, if you stood where I am right now, Rochester's skyline would have looked a lot different, almost tinted at times an unearthly shade of orange as wildfire smoke from fires burning in Quebec impacted much of the East Coast. This year, with fires already burning in the Canadian prairies, all eyes are on what the rest of the fire season is going to look like. For answers, we turn to Dr. Pish Jain, a researcher with Natural Resources Canada, who will help to provide some insight into what we could expect this year.
2023 had the highest area burned on record. In fact, it over doubled the next record, which was in 1989. That was about 6.7 million hectares.
In total, over 15 million hectares or 37 million acres burned in Canada last year. What was most unusual about the fires last year was not just how much, but also where the fires burned.
What was unusual about 2023 was that Quebec and the West had large fire seasons. So we don't tend to get those two things happening together. It's usually one or the other, and mostly in the West, to be honest.
Persistent drought in the West, low snowfall over the winter, and an unusually warm and dry spring in the East, including here in Western New York, helped to fuel fire weather conditions across Canada last year. Coming into 2024, there are a few outstanding factors they're watching again.
There is a lot of holdover fires. So those are fires that didn't fully extinguish at the end of 2023, and they sit there as smoldering, sometimes covered in snow. We're seeing persistent drought conditions in the West again. So we're seeing a lot of fire activity pick up there.
Regardless of how this season ends up playing out, not every single fire that burns in the U.S. or Canada is going to end up impacting our air quality or changing the color of our skies. A lot of other factors go into it, including the proximity of the fire to us and overall weather patterns at the time. But you can be rest assured that both myself and the rest of the News 8 weather team is going to be watching it closely as we head throughout the rest of this summer. Reporting from Cobbs Hill Reservoir, Liam Healy, News 8.